All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Clarke Auction Gallery Blowout Summer Spectacular. What a great way to end the summer than right here at Clarke Auction Gallery, September 14th at 10 a.m. That's right, because I've got hundreds of items for you guys to bid on and to complete that fall look. Let's start off with the rugs first, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at this spectacular Ushek rug, because nothing says luxury like owning a rug that took longer to make than your last 3 relationships combined. What a piece, ladies and gentlemen. All right, here's a vintage and finally hand-knotted silk carpet. So silky and coral toned, you'll be afraid to walk on it, but hey, who needs floor space when you could just admire the threads? Take a look at this beauty. Yes, it has a central medallion and florals throughout. Shocking, we know. Sometimes cliches are classic for a reason. Big flowers, bold border, subtle field. Basically the textile equivalent of shouting, "Notice me" in a quiet room. What a beauty this one is. Look at those flowers. Vintage and finally hand-knotted carpet, ladies and gentlemen. Delicate, intricate, refined, and still destined to be the first thing the dog lies on. Take a look at this beauty here. It's got a calming green border that whispers serenity until someone spills red wine on it. All right, if you've ever wondered what happens when a rug designer runs out of ideas, it's this one. Throw in all the colors and double down on that medallion. This carpet's sure to please absolutely and everyone indeed. Take a look at this vintage and finally hand-knotted sun-kissed carpet. Just look at those colors pop, baby. What a beauty. We've got black, blue, beige, and flowers everywhere. Beige on beige with a whisper of beige, the perfect rug for anyone who thinks excitement is overrated. Look at these beautiful floral patterns, surely to match anything in your home. Now this is a special lot, ladies and gentlemen. 2 antique American hooked rugs. One proclaims my little girl and her pet canary, because nothing says heirloom like a bird-obsessed child. To the other, California or bust, proving rugs can carry wanderlust too. What could be next? How about 3 antique American hooked rugs? A horse, a circus with oh goody, proudly emblazed, and a family picnic scene, because sometimes your floor needs storytelling more than your bookshelves do. It's getting hot in here, folks, because I feel like I'm in Kandahar. Take a look at all these amazing rugs that I have for you in this upcoming auction. Just an abundance full. I've got everything, every shape, size, and color imaginable. Surely you'll have to find one. All right, moving along to clocks. Check out this E.F. Caldwell & Co. bronze enamel and jeweled mantel clock, because if you're going to be late, you might as well blame it on a mantelpiece dripping with jewels. Here's an Alain Silberstein standing Kantivas Bauhaus clock, ladies and gentlemen. A clock so modernist, it looks like geometry homework with a time function. What do I have up here? Not 1, not 2, but 3 assorted Lacotre Atmos clocks. That's right, powered by air and precision. These are the closest thing to perpetual motion you'll ever get to put on your shelf. Take a look at this spectacular clock garniture set, ladies and gentlemen. What a beauty she is. I can imagine that on your mantle. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited to share with you this next incredibly rare piece. Take a gander at this, ladies and gentlemen. A Robert Sherman mahogany Federal Dwarf clock. Small in stature, but big on charm. The kind of clock that proves good things really do come in compact mahogany cases. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at what I have to offer next. Take a gaze upon these pens. That's right, I have 2 separate lots of fountain pens here, ladies and gentlemen, because nothing says sophistication like signing your grocery list with the same flourish as a 19th century diplomat. Moving right along, I have a cased Swiss Lacotre Compass 2 camera. Incredibly rare. A camera so over-engineered it makes Swiss watches look like pocket calculators. Even have the provenance, ladies and gentlemen. Moving right along, a Norita 66 Graflex camera with 2 lenses, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. Just take a look at it. Perfect for the photographer who thinks one lens is never enough and film should still be confusing. Moving right along, what do I have? This is incredible, folks. It's an Imperial Russian equestrian regalia set bearing the crest of Grand Duchess Anastasia Nikolaevna. Fit for royalty, or at least for anyone who always wanted to ride like Romanov without the palace upkeep, ladies and gentlemen. This is a one-of-a-kind piece. You're never going to find another one. Take a look at this. It's a Japanese katana, the ultimate statement piece. Equal parts art, history, and don't mess with me decor. Right in front of it, what do we have? A Japanese Wagasashi in Shirasaya. Smaller than a katana, but still sharp enough to make you rethink dusting the display cabinet. And right in front, what do I have? Japanese 16 plate ironed jingasta, a samurai war hat, because even warriors needed stylish headgear. And to the right, a Japanese 32 plate iron kabuto helmet. More plates than a banquet and infinitely harder to wash. Samurai chic at its finest. Take a look at this, a 1917 to 1921 Irish General Service Medal. A medal that proves sometimes history really does come in pocket-sized form. Japanese Nanban influence iron tsuba, where East met West on a sword guard. A little cultural confusion before it was fashionable, accompanied by an incredible book, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at these gold coins, ladies and gentlemen. 6 tiny excuses to feel like a pirate, but with receipts. Right in front, Morgan dollars, peace dollars, junk silver, and bullion grouping, because sometimes treasure chests come in Ziploc bags. Back here, ladies and gentlemen, spectacular watches. Ebel 18 karat yellow gold bracelet, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at this Spanish Adam and Eve 18 karat yellow gold watch. Pretty sexy. What do I have here? Another spectacular gold watch, ladies and gentlemen. That's just a few. Be sure to be here on September 14th, beginning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be here or be square. Happy bidding.